Greetings. You are now tuned into the Hip Mob podcast series, where we discuss the art, business, legacies, and lifestyles of music production with your hosts, David Vanderpool, known as Prestige, and Paul Hendricks, known as Baby Paul. Let's get to it.
What's good, everyone? I'm Prestige, and this is the Hip Mob Podcast.
Peace. This is your boy Baby Paul, AKB Peasy. Take your pick of what it's saying. What's up, y'all?
And, we got a very special guest with us today.
Yes, we do, ladies and gentlemen.
The lovely and the beautiful Miss Irene Blackman.
Irene Blackman is in the building. Queens representation.
Queens outside.
Queens is outside.
Yes.
How you doing, Queen?
I'm
How you doing?
Wonderful. I'm
How you
wonderful.
doing?
Yeah,
I'm
man.
grateful, blessed, man.
I want to also thank you because recently we got a special invite on behalf of Hip Mob to join you in celebrating your father's legacy, the great Don Blackman, jazz, R&B, soul, funk legend. You know what I'm saying? So thank you for having us.
Oh, thank you for being there, man.
Man, we had fun.
I'm so glad. I'm so happy.
And it was dope watching you perform too.
Yes.
Yes. Thank
And
you, man.
one thing I want to add, and the reason why that we knew her father, her father with the records, because we used to dig for records.
Yes, sir.
And
Coming from the era.
Yes,
Wow,
and it was a small community,
Mm-hmm.
and how we used to dig and we used to try to flip records. But while us doing that, we actually fell in love with all the
music.
original artists and the music.
Mm-hmm.
And
Wow.
your father's definitely one of those persons that we hold his album up
Mm-hmm.
today.
We herald his music, absolutely.
Yes,
and his
yes.
legacy,
And it's
you know
all
what I'm
about
saying?
that. You know what I'm saying?
And
Thank you.
I want to concur that with the fact that, even at your show, we had a couple of our peers from our era supporting and celebrating you, like Just Blaze, my man Rashad Smith, you know what I'm
Yes.
saying,
Man.
formerly a Bad Boy Hitman. So,
And shout to Bilal, who came out.
Oh, yeah.
Man.
Yes.
Shout out to
Yeah.
everybody,
Yes.
man.
Yeah,
I
for
mean,
sure, for
labor
sure.
of love.
him
labor of
performing one of my favorite songs, Holding You, Loving You, man. I can't front. Me and Just Blaze was probably the first people to run up towards the stage and start filming that song
Yo.
in particular. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying? We
yes.
enjoyed the whole show.
But I mean,
when that song came on,
Yes.
it's like we premeditated. I swear to God, yo, Irene, let me tell you something. Before we even heard the first
Yo.
key to know, we didn't know the set list and the order when the song was
Right,
gonna come on.
right.
It was just instinctive.
As soon as
And mind you,
heard
me and
that-
Prestige got there like maybe about 15, 20 minutes into the show.
Okay.
It was already packed house, but they let us in.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I'm thankful for that. But I was like, I don't know if they performed it yet, but I'm waiting and seeing. And then I just instinctively felt that was the next song. And I came up. Prestige is my witness.
Yes,
I walked
yes,
past him.
yes,
I walked
yes.
past everybody that was sitting there. I'm like,
Yo, you got to know
and
that.
Just Blaze brought out his camera and he's sitting to the right of me and he's filming. I said, yeah, we knew. We
Yo.
felt it.
Even during sound
Yes.
check, man, when I heard Bilal sing, I was like, imagine doing the backgrounds for that show and you seeing everybody, like most of the original cats, just performing this and then Holding You, Loving You. It's like I'm trying not to be starstruck standing back there.
Man.
They killed. Oh, it was just
beautiful. It was
amazing.
beautiful.
It's beautiful.
And for the
Thank
people
you.
that are tuned in and may not know, tell us a little bit about your father and his legacy, Don Blackman. You know what I mean? Like anything you want to share, we're gonna let you take the lead on that.
Oh, well, I mean, Daddy, he was just, I always say he was ahead of his time.
Mm-hmm.
He was ahead of his time. He was a musical genius. Like, he played so many instruments. I just recently found out that he played trombone. I had no idea.
Wow.
Like, my cousin
Wow.
David, my cousin Dave, he was like, the first instrument your dad picked up was drums. And then we went into school and then he played trombone and he would, anything he could just play,
Right.
and just his mindset on life. And he was just a funny, legendary, beautiful cat, man. I never
what's up.
laughed so hard in my life with my dad. Like,
That's beautiful.
I mean,
Beautiful.
just great, just a great person, and to write and sing and play his, I don't want to curse, play his butt off.
Relax.
All right.
So along with the music that he's known for throughout his career, let people know some of the people he's worked with and collaborated with, built his tenure and his musicianship with.
I mean, a lot of cats don't even know he was like a pioneer in the hip hop era. Like Larry Smith would come to the house. Him and Larry was doing
Wow.
I didn't know that.
Oh, y'all didn't
Rest in
know?
peace, Larry Smith, Run
Well,
DMC
Daddy-
producer.
Run DMC,
Yeah,
yes.
Run
Legendary.
DMC. Run DMC would
Another
come to the
Queens.
house.
He was from Queens, right? He was from
Larry
Queens?
Smith is in Queens.
Yeah. He
Yeah.
was from Queens. Okay.
Yeah, and
just making sure.
he came up to the house, we called him Uncle Death Napkin. Don't ask why. My dad had a lot of nicknames for different people. So I know Rick Rubin would come up to the house. I know Russell Simmons and his brother would come up to the house. And this was like 40 projects, apartment 6G. Everybody knows that 6G was that it was 40. Imagine all these cats coming up to 40 projects.
40 projects.
Okay.
Man,
I remember I was
in the
telling you a
borough,
story.
in the hood.
Wow.
In the hood.
That's crazy.
Wow.
So yeah, and my dad was doing. He worked on the Fat Boys album. He worked with Curtis Blow a lot. So that's him.
Look at his face. Look at his face. Come on, man. We came up off all that. Continue.
I mean, that's him soloing on Jailhouse Rap. So if y'all like ever heard like all those old tracks, like he done so much, man. Like Curtis Blow, Curtis Blow was very tight. He's on Curtis Blow's albums and he's on Fat Boys. Like I said, Larry Smith and him really developed this sound that y'all hear today.
Wait. Did he sing that Fat Boys?
Nah.
Fat boys.
Nah, I don't think that was him singing, but I know that was him playing. He was definitely playing all the keyboards y'all hear.
Who sung that?
I don't know. I gotta look that, man.
That's the Fat Boys are back, of course. I'm saying.
No, I'm talking about Fat Boys, the original vocals on Fat Boys.
That I don't know. Female. There definitely was some females.
No, that was male.
That was a male that said fat
boys.
That could have been Larry Smith for all we know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I gotta look that up, man.
Yeah,
I don't look that up. But he was around. Daddy was played with so many cats. We're talking Marcus Miller, Lenny White, Dennis Chambers, Omar Hakeem. They go so far back. Omar Hakeem and Daddy had a duo at first, playing at little hotels and bars before they even got on to what they was doing.
Right.
And who else did Daddy? Sting, Janet Jackson, Mary J. Blige, a lot of Salam Remy. All that, he worked with Salam back in the day. He worked. I'm trying to think. There's so many cats. Gosh, well, I mean, even the stuff that was sampled from him, like with Just Blaze, Memphis Bleak, Jay-Z, Joyner Lucas.
I actually made a track off one of his songs. I made a track.
I heard the one you just
sold
played.
Yeah. I never sold it because you would have got a publishing check.
Right. I mean, we would have had to talk about the business part.
Yeah, for sure. But like you mentioned with those artists, I know that he Just Blaze produced Dear Summer for Jay-Z. That was one of his samples.
Yes.
Of course, one of my favorites by Slum Village. You know what I'm saying?
Go
Ladies.
Fantastic. Go ladies.
Man, I used to run that in my truck.
Man.
Detroit,
yes.
Had
the honor of singing with them a couple of months ago at the Blue Note. So
that
that was very, very cool.
So wait, did you perform that song?
No, I didn't perform Go Ladies. Chris Robb, shout out to Chris Robb, you played keys on Dad's show as well. He sang that Go Ladies and I sang that I want you right here in my world.
Yeah.
All right. You sang that?
Not on the album, just at that show.
At the show.
Man,
I love that record.
I love that record, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Yo, Slum Village.
Shout out to T3. I got to shout him
T3.
out because I actually got the opportunity to have him feature on a record I produced for Moni Love on her new EP. Love Notes out now. Go get it.
Wow.
Exactly.
So I had a little Detroit energy on that record.
Facts,
you know what I'm saying?
that's fire, man.
Yeah, thank you.
That is dope.
Yeah.
That is dope.
Yeah, well, look. You got to put this out real quick.
Yeah.
Yo, what's that? Let me hold it. What's that?
There you go. Lift it up.
Lift it up. There it is.
Scan the barcode.
Yeah.
Let me not block the barcode.
Yeah, you got it.
All right.
Thank you.
Moni,
yeah, of course.
Shout out to Moni Love.
Shout out to Moni Love.
man.
Shout out to T3.
Yes,
Slum
sir.
Village, yo,
Yes,
man.
sir.
And shout to Jay Dilla, the late Jay Dilla.
Shout out to
rest in peace,
Dilla.
Jay Dilla, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to Dilla,
For sure,
man.
for
'cause
And now I gotta ask because
Yes.
on the business, were you able? Did they clear that record so that your estate could benefit from that for the Go Ladies
still
record?
working on all that.
That's cool. That's cool.
That's what I
but
can say.
still, you know,
But it's clear,
it's
though,
important. You know what
It's
I'm saying?
important. I mean, there's a lot of songs.
Y'all deserve it. You know what I'm saying? Your
Yeah.
family's legacy deserves that.
I appreciate that,
You
man.
know,
I mean, there's a lot of songs, a lot of things that, we still have people are sampling and not,
clearing
crediting him and stuff. So
Right.
it's just been years and years and years of cleaning up that.
Well, I'm gonna say this
You know?
on Hip Mob because the blessing is from my experience in this business and even having behind the scenes network in this business. If you ever need any assistance with any of that, legally, whatever,
Thank you.
you know,
brother.
as fellow creators, we support you.
Yes,
I know that.
exactly.
Absolutely.
Likewise, same.
Phone call, yo, BP, I need to get in touch with such and such. They
Yes.
just use such and such. I got you.
Thank you.
I'm not a hater, and the culture has to respect the artist. That's the truth of the matter. You know what I'm saying?
It is.
So
It is,
I know
definitely.
I do. I clear anything I use that rightfully should be cleared. You know what I'm saying? So
Definitely.
I appreciate that so much, man.
And you said, I didn't know your father was affiliated with Weldon Irving.
Yes, that was his manager at one point in time, way back in the day. Yeah,
Jazz
Weldon.
great.
Jazz great.
Young,
And-
Gifted, and Black.
Yes, and before, like, our target demographic might not know these names,
Mm-hmm.
but as far as like we know, we came up off of these names because of our digging culture, and we saw his name, and we heard the records, and we started to have these records implemented in our lives.
Absolutely.
Without sampling.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, a lot of
like,
sampling.
A lot of sampling.
Yes, no,
Digging
but,
in the crates.
Yeah,
That's the
man.
era, man. We came
yeah,
from.
but like I said, we fell in love with the records and the music. So
But if it wasn't for y'all, if it wasn't for cats like y'all and the DJs and stuff out there, Daddy's album wouldn't be to where it is now, where everybody's noticing.
that's
So I
what's
shout
up.
out to
Yeah.
y'all. I shout out to every one of y'all
Thank
because
you.
people would not know about Daddy if it wasn't for y'all digging.
but in
You
that
know?
in that sense, I go back to this our first episode we did.
Yeah,
I came up with this theory, the art of doing things once.
absolutely.
And our father really proved that theory because look, he did it in 82. The album came out in 1982. And at the time, I know it was up against a lot of shit. And didn't Michael Jackson come out in 82?
He sure
Thriller?
did, Thriller.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff coming out in the 80s, man.
Remember, I was
tough.
saying that,
Tough.
right?
Yeah.
Tough times,
Yeah.
too.
Times,
Tough
man.
times
Yeah.
coming out.
And even if you had a major label deal, situation, it would depend on if the system that you were signed to was willing to do the work and marketing the records. You know what I'm saying? That's important. And I know we
Huge.
talked about that.
Yeah. And
But are you willing to share why the album didn't get in the notoriety it was supposed to get at that time? Besides all of the other things that was out at that time?
I mean, it was a matter of like the label executives. I don't know if I should say the name, but they.
Yeah, that's
but
fine.
we'll just say some executives didn't like the album. They just didn't like it. They thought, and
They didn't
we
believe
all-
in it. We're not going to say they didn't like it because that's not
well,
fair.
The word was they didn't like it.
Okay.
but they, I will say,
I
believe
loved
it.
it.
But
I
we all-
loved it.
We all
Yeah.
loved it, right?
Right.
But I think it was just so ahead of its time. Like even holding you, loving you, since you've been away so long, heart's desire. Nobody was hearing things like this, and these are and. I can't even get over the songs that didn't make the Blackman album that we have that are just unreal. It's sick. It's sick. I think it's better than some of the songs that's on the Blackman album, me personally. And Daddy,
Wow.
if he was here, would attest to
Catalog.
that. He would
Catalog.
attest to that. But the Blackman album is just a masterpiece, in my opinion. It's a masterpiece.
Are we ever going to hear those songs that you just said?
Yes.
Yeah, I
Yes,
would love to hear those
absolutely.
songs. Because
You know what I'm
Absolutely.
thinking too?
What?
I'm thinking in respect to what she's pointing out, like looking at the market, and mind you, when we're comparing it to like a Michael Jackson stuff, that's more like pop music. That's more mainstream, easily urban crossover music, even for that time. And Don's work was more fusion jazz, soul, funk. So
Yeah.
maybe they're in the context of whatever his contemporaries were in that time for his style of music and the genre of music, that might have played a part too. Because
No,
what else was
Paul,
out?
I disagree.
You disagree?
Because, all right, we had Jamaica Funk, right?
Right.
That could easily go with My Heart's Desire.
It could, yeah. it
Think
could've.
about it.
Okay.
It could have.
That could have worked right along with that type of song, could have worked along with that. It could have go right after that song.
Right.
So we can't really say that.
Right.
I mean, well, GRP, Arista, shout out Dave Grusin, Larry Rosen. They believed in Daddy. You know what I'm saying? They believed in a lot of the cats. So I'm not going to take none of that away from them. They weren't the ones that said what they said.
Right.
You know what I
right.
mean?
Yes.
It was the
they
higher
was-
ups.
right. And in particularly one song, You Ain't Hip, the story.
Right.
I don't know if I should tell it, but I'm going to tell it.
Sure, tell it. We good, man.
The You Ain't Hip story was, it's supposed to be You Ain't Hip, mother effer. And that's what they were fighting for. And it was like, if we don't take, You Ain't Hip, mother effer ain't off this album, we're not going to market this album. We're going to
Wow.
shelf this album.
Wow.
And my father fought for this song to be on this album. So they changed it from mother effer to mother jumper. But he snuck it in there. If you listen to the song, if you listen to You Ain't Hip,
Right.
there's one part where mother effer is actually
Still-
just
it's still
one
in
little
there.
sneak in there.
Yeah,
One little sneak.
yeah.
But it was just little things like that. And me personally, I feel like it was a picking. It was like, this one song, you're not going to market this whole album.
Yeah, it's like
Why was that? You know?
that's separating the personal from the business just off opinions. Yeah.
But I mean, even still, the album was meant to be as big as it was because it's big now. So it was always meant to be what it was meant to be, regardless of who tried to hold it back or what the powers may be have you. You know what I mean?
And we have to applaud for that because
Absolutely.
that really doesn't really happen because like I mentioned to her, right? There was a lot of artists that still fell into that same category. Having dope shit, but the marketing wasn't there.
Right.
Or no one wanted to believe in it.
Right.
But it's so funny that it's so great that we here to talk about it, today, and it was done in 1982.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, the quality of the music stands the test of time.
Of course.
Exactly.
And as long as it's accessible on whatever level, whether it's limited edition vinyl, on the internet now, because a lot of people pull their music from, YouTube or whatever.
Yeah.
Or, curated CDs or whatever. Like, I know that I was a digger collecting vinyl before the digital age. So I had the vinyl of your dad's music before that. You know what I'm saying?
I couldn't, you couldn't find the original. I had a reissue.
You had a reissue of that?
The
Really?
first pressing is very hard to find.
You can't find it.
I think I had the original.
If you have it,
I was a digger.
hold on to it.
No,
Don't play with me.
No, you didn't have it.
I'm gonna bring it out now and show you.
Because you had. Let me tell you something. So when we were heavily digging to do what we did in our time, you either had to spend a lot of money or you just had to be very strategic of where you got your vinyl to find those rarities. It's not impossible,
right?
But he has a point. It's not easy. You know what I'm saying? And if you did find it, it costs a lot of money. We went to like vinyl collectors to get some of our records.
Wow.
And we went to the record convention.
Tell them how much money we were spending on one record sometimes.
The greatest amount of money I ever spent on one record was like $400.
You hear that? That's where we put the cha-chings.
Right.
Yeah. I can never forget. It was Stark Reality, Hoagie Carmichael. Now, this is something that Ahmad Jamal put out, the late Ahmad Jamal put out on his label. And this is like 69, 1970. To me, the album was amazing because I never heard nothing like this record. And I paid that money just to have that record.
Wow.
Now, the most expensive record I bought, and I actually got to benefit from it, shout out to Smith & Wesson, congratulations on the 30th anniversary of The Shining, was He's Coming album, Roy Ayers Ubiquity.
Wow.
And I paid $150 for that vinyl, and I actually made a beat out of it and actually benefited from it, from that from that experience. And I want to shout out Roy Ayers, one of my favorite jazz musicians. Rest in peace. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
Crazy. And I got to meet him too, which was an honor.
He's a sweetheart.
Yes.
Oh man!
All my years of digging, I was never able to find that.
Really?
I found everyone else. Yeah, I never was able to find that.
Yeah,
and I'm shocked. I know Paul. We know Paul. I know Paul for years, and for him to come out with that $150,
I know you was like, dang, I paid $400.
Tell him my slogan. Tell him my slogan.
I ain't spending no more money.
Yeah, I'm cheap, man. I'm cheap,
Oh,
man. But
cheap.
Yeah, man. But like, I definitely invested it because I was a big Roy Ayers fan. I was collecting as much of his releases that I would come across as possible. And that album cover is incredible.
Oh yeah.
If you ever look at the cover with the musicians in a circle and the eye, it just spoke to me.
That was his best cover all time.
Yeah, incredible cover. And it inspired Steele from Smith & Wesson to duplicate that cover with a photographer. So that's the inspiration for the cover of the Smith & Wesson album, The Shining, from my vinyl collection.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look, he created history. Y'all legends here. Come on, man.
Yes.
You know, so I'm proud of that. Yeah.
And they don't do album covers like they used to. Like I'm looking back at Dad's album cover and Ubiquity, what you're talking about. That's classic stuff.
Yeah.
Man.
It is, man.
Yeah.
That's art direction right there.
The blue background, and what he had, cowrie shells in his hair.
Yeah, my
And
mom.
it's
Cowrie
funny.
shells.
30
I was
hours,
looking at
man.
this right here
Yes.
from your bio when you was holding the
man.
cover of his vinyl.
Hey,
You know what I'm saying?
Was that the original?
That's the original first pressing.
Yo.
Wow.
Look
We
at
had
that.
the
Look at
first
that.
pressing. Yeah.
The great Don Blackman, y'all.
Yes.
man.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
man, missed that cat.
This picture came out dope.
Oh, thank
Yeah.
you,
The
man.
bio's tight. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Yes.
man.
But yeah, I mean, just knowing all of that, and then for me, experiencing, you and the band and your peers performing, your brother too, Kyle, shout out to Kyle,
shout out to
Yes.
Kyle
honoring your
Blackman.
dad, it was beautiful.
Yes.
Even watching the footage you had on the screen.
Oh
at the
yeah, I
venue,
love that. Yeah, I
it was
love
beautiful.
that.
Yeah.
Yes, beautiful.
And to see his peers, your dad's peers, honoring him, that was just beautiful.
I'm telling you, at the rehearsal, it was like tears.
Yeah.
Like that's
Yeah.
at the day before when we had the rehearsal, and then all the stories we were sharing and everything. It was just like tears coming down our eyes because it was like everybody just getting together, remembering like all the times they had with Dad and
Right.
just being in the studio and
Right.
it was great. And just to be there and listening to the album like the original, it sounded just like the album.
Yes.
It couldn't get no better from like
Yeah.
in my
the
mind,
band
it's like
was-
that's how Dad would have wanted
Yeah, the
it.
band was tight.
because the dude holding you, loving you, and that chord progression and all of that,
Gosh, it
like
was-
you gotta know how to play. Like
You
the
do.
drummer, the bass player, the keyboardist, everybody was on point.
I mean, with the exception of, a couple of the background singers. Shout out to Shakar Brumfield, Nate Turley, Chris Williams, and then Chris Robb singing backgrounds and playing and stuff. Everybody there has played with Dad. Everybody.
So they put their heart and soul into it.
Yeah, Jay.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like the younger cats with the older cats, and it was like all of us coming together. It was like just amazing. But these are all people that worked with Dad, were inspired by Dad, that I mean, just knew their stuff, man. It just came, I can't even. It was just unbelievable.
And the energy in the room was excellent. I agree.
Great.
I
Oh
agree.
man,
I
it was
agree.
just. It was a great energy, and you could just tell people were actually there for Daddy. Like this was a show about Daddy, and it's never been like that. You know, it was beautiful to see. It was, and I knew he was proud for sure.
So at this point, let's tell us about anything you were working on.
Right.
Oh man, I've been doing so much. No, I've really been blessed, man, in the capacities that I've been in. I was Melba Moore's background singer for years.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you toured with her and everything?
We did a few stuff. We did a few tours here, and it was like we did a few shows here. Gosh, this was like years ago. I'm talking like 2015, 2014.
Okay.
Then 2018. Anytime she's in town, so it's
So
like
one of my
You see how she
favorite-
just said it? Every
Yeah,
time
yeah.
she's in town.
if she's in town, if she's in town and she needs me, I'm there. Like,
That's what's
Melba's
up.
super cool.
Did you sing on that record, Falling?
No, I'm not. I'm born in '86, so I can't.
Yeah.
But no.
That's one of my.
Well, we
you know that
performed it.
record?
Yeah.
Falling.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh
I mean,
my.
we did backgrounds,
Yes.
so like to perform it live with her, like she's a masterclass in herself. Like just watching her, I've learned so much from this woman. Like
dope.
Melba Moore, shout out to Melba Moore.
That's
She's
what's up.
amazing. She's
That's
an
what's
amazing person.
Another legend.
Another legend.
Yes.
And I was really blessed and fortunate to have been a part of, they call it the Blessed Choir. So we did I'm doing backgrounds on Popcon's album and Vibes Cartel.
Popcorn?
Yeah. Yard bar material.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We got Vibes Cartel. I'm on his 10th anniversary album.
Dope.
And
Wow.
I worked with Ken Lewis, who's an amazing
Yeah.
producer, engineer. I can't tell you how many albums he's been on, over 100, 2-time Grammy Award winning.
And I got to bring up the fact that I came across in your bio that you worked on the Life of Pablo album with Kanye
Yes.
West.
Yes.
And I love that album.
Yeah,
We talked about Kanye's work, and some about that album I really liked, man. Like,
Yeah.
like some of the B-side cuts, not even the singles, just resonated with me. It took me back to that era. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What song did you do on Kanye?
We did
work on?
Fade and we did Wolves. That was the choir
That's
that was
dope.
doing that. And it's
That's dope.
the stories, but it was cool. We didn't meet Kanye in that moment. He wasn't at the session, but
Right.
we did record the whole session
did
and do all that.
vocal
Yeah,
sessions.
so
Did
that
you
was
record
really
in New
cool.
York?
In New York,
Okay,
yes.
cool,
We recorded in New
cool,
York.
cool.
Ken Lewis, shout out.
Yeah.
And he's great, and I was blessed again to be able to work with him and contract choir for this actually Popcon's newer album that came out. So and Vibes Cartel. So yeah.
Okay.
So I was able to do that.
They're recording up here?
Can't give out on.
You got to guess.
You gotta guess that. I'll tell you off the record.
All right.
But it's good to see that aside from celebrating your dad's legacy, you're out here in this business and making your waves and doing your thing, and
Thank
we
you,
salute
brother.
you for that, because the current industry climate is just not what it was when we came in. You know what I'm saying? Like,
It's not.
like of course the like we were talking about behind the cameras, like the power of technology has definitely gave some advancement that we can all appreciate. But I feel like it's still harder to make your money in this business because
Oh, yeah.
it's so saturated.
Yeah. It's extremely saturated. And, a lot of times, like we were talking about networking and relationships, it's, you're building relationships and you're networking, you're talking to people, and it's for the love of the music. Like,
Absolutely.
there's never no competition or anything with that. Like,
Absolutely,
in my
I
mind,
agree.
it's like, there's enough for all of us to eat. Let's just work together.
I agree.
That's my mind frame as always. And I think I learned a lot of that from my dad. Like, he was always, I can't tell you how many people
He's
have
probably
come up
helped.
to me. Yeah.
Mhm.
That was like, your dad helped me do this. Your dad helped me do that. A lot of people don't know that Daddy was in the jingle business for many
Oh,
years.
wow.
So there's a lot of commercials, Kid and Play, Sprite, Coca-Cola, all these commercials that Dad did the jingles for.
Wow.
He got me my SAG card.
Well,
That's dope.
and
like,
I remember at one point in the business, the jingle thing was huge.
yeah.
Yeah, because I didn't know how to get in.
Keyword, I was just about to say something. It still is huge.
Yes.
But
What?
they have this thing where the advertising world, they separate it from the music world. Like, you have to have the right relationships to even get in the door, because they're very consistent. Meaning once you start doing that, you'll always have that kind of work coming to you. And they kind of
Yeah.
look down on, like, musicians that are not like seasoned, respected musicians, like, you know, like just these like fly by night artists.
Yeah.
You know, they don't care to do business with you. So that's why it's harder to get into that world.
Yeah.
It is.
I mean, when he got in, he was
and they pay good, right?
Back in the day, yeah.
I don't know about now, but
I don't know how it is now, the jingle business now, how it was. I mean, but back then, Dad really was like a staple in that thing.
Right.
Like so many songs, he would take cats from, I'm not even exaggerating, he'd take cats from the projects. Hey, you want to do some hand claps on this thing?
wow.
Like, that's how he was. Because he was like, I want everybody to eat. Like, you get a SAG card. Like, it was like, you get a card. You gotta get your union
Oprah,
card.
you gotta go, yeah,
right,
yeah,
right.
And the reason why I
Right.
brought it up, because I knew a few producers who aspired to get into hip hop culture, but they couldn't get to work, but they ended up getting into the advertising world, and they were like locked into these specific studios where they were contracted. All they did, they had a whole control room, studio, everything. All they did was produce music for advertising. I don't want to call it jingles because now it's considered just the advertising world, where there's in some
even
cases
TV
it's sync
shows.
licensing of an original song, just like
Right.
the commercials we see now.
Yeah.
And then in other cases, they compose something new, an original. So
Yeah.
Paul,
it's still a business, yeah.
But I'm saying, so it started with the big jingle, then it shrunk down to having jingles in your pockets.
right. You're like, coming to America.
That's hilarious.
We don't want the
bro.
money that folds. We want the money that sounds.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. There you go. You know what I'm saying?
Well, shit.
Yeah, he was.
No, but I heard. No, it's more now. I think it went to movie. Like it's more like placements now.
Oh yeah, it's definitely placements and licensing and publishing and
that's
mechanical
that's what it
royalties
went to.
and and it's a lot. I think a lot of us need to educate ourselves more on that aspect of it.
I agree.
Because like I think it went to more like TV shows, what's the word I'm looking for? It's
Scores?
no, not it's those reality
reality
TV.
TV
Yes,
shows.
they having like little sinks in there and
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
beds of those, you know, things like that.
It's funny you said that. I recently had got contacted by a music supervisor for a production company for Black Ink, the series
Oh
Black
yeah,
Ink.
yeah.
They wanted to sync license 2 songs that I had produced independently like a year or 2 ago.
Oh, dope.
Because I own the masters, so they
Good.
contacted me. But here's the funny thing, and I don't mind disclosing this. They wanted me to do it for free.
For
So
free.
think about it. Black Ink, right? Black
Yeah.
Ink, which is a well-known show on VH1.
Yeah, of course.
Now, this is an independent production company that's working with Black Ink. Now, think about it. VH1 probably gave them a budget to do this for the show. They probably use that budget for themselves, but then they're still trying to get syncs.
You're trying to solicit
permission
yeah,
for people to use their music. So I said no.
They
I
didn't
turned
give
it
you-
down.
They didn't
Of
offer
course.
royalties, percentage, nothing.
They didn't cut me. I don't care if it was $500, $1,000, $1,500 just for the placement, because it's just a little scene in a TV series like Black Ink. But for them to ask me to do it for free and wanted to do the paperwork, I was like, nope, I'll pass. And it was 2 songs that I own that they wanted to sync for Black Ink.
Wow.
Hey, sorry, Black Ink. It's all good.
You know how many cats would have signed that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That wouldn't have known?
Nah, I take pride in my work.
Thank God.
I gotta eat.
Yes.
Thank God, man. We all got
Facts,
families,
facts.
man.
So I know you relate.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying?
Oh my
Facts.
gosh. Yeah.
But that's just an example of the current business, man. Everybody wants something for nothing these days, man.
I would say
Crazy
we
out
live
here.
in a microwave society, man.
Yeah,
We
it's
want
crazy
everything
out
quick.
here.
You know, like, nah, man.
Yeah.
And what the thing is, they'll push it on you and be like, you gotta take this, you gotta take this. It's like, well, what about the paperwork?
like
It's like,
that's what they
like,
think.
Yeah. If I
Because
push
they
it
don't
on
really
you-
probably know who I am and my history to think I'm
Right.
just some young kid that got some songs and will be hungry and happy to be on.
Oh, it'd be like, oh yeah. Oh, you could. Oh, this is the benefit, man. You get to watch it on TV, and you could just say that's your music on there.
Right,
that's
exactly.
It.
No, I'm good.
Great,
I'm good.
wonderful. I'm straight.
Yeah, I get paid off my own, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you got a budget, you want to license my music, holla back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We good.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
Wow.
Facts. But that's the business, right?
That's the business. It's
Yeah.
not like how it was back then, man.
Yeah,
Even
for sure.
I'm so sorry. Even
Nah, you good. All our phones is ringing.
Yeah,
we forgot
yeah,
to silence
yeah.
our phones.
I
It's all
know,
good.
right? But
So-
yeah.
Could you give us some key highlights of just you being in the business?
Oh man, key highlights as far as like what I've done or my dad or like
Anything,
both.
anything,
Yeah,
for
anything
sure.
that comes to
Man.
mind.
Oh gosh. Okay. Key highlight. I remember when my dad was writing the theme song for Gullah Gullah Island.
Mm.
I remember that.
Which one?
Gullah Gullah Island, the TV show, Nickelodeon.
TV show. Nickelodeon.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
Gabba
remember-
Gabba.
No, Gullah Gullah Island. This is way back. This is around here. This is around here.
Gabba Gabba?
No, they got a show like
they
that.
have a show called Yo Gabba Gabba that my son.
Yeah.
He loves Yo. Shout out to Yo Gabba Gabba.
It was just funny the way he said it. He said
He was
Gabba
like
Gabba.
Gabba Gabba. Shout out to DJ Lance Rock. No, Yo Gabba Gabba. But those are the highlights. Was watching my dad work and being in the studio with him and going up to all these sessions, and like I learned so much. Like I was having this conversation yesterday, and they were like, yeah, you know Marcus Miller and Lenny White and all these cats. I said, I know them as uncle. I didn't know who they were until like I was really older. Like the first album that I was on was David Sanborn's album. And shout out to Will.
David Sanborn.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was an album called Hearsay, and my dad was like the choir director. You had William Spaceman Patterson, shout out to Uncle Spaceman, and Marcus Miller in there. And, you know, watching home videos of us all in the studio together, people are like, I'm looking at these cats like uncle. I didn't know who my dad was until I was older.
Right.
Because I was just so used to
That's understandable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm just so used to this is my dad. This is my dad. When Uncle DC called the house, Dennis Chambers, oh, it's Uncle DC. Maurice White called the house. Oh, Uncle Maurice. Like it was nothing.
Maurice White.
Yeah, they were very
Earth,
close.
Wind and Fire.
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't know
Legacy.
your father was.
He was my
Legacy,
father.
legacy,
My
legacy.
father was in everything, like
Yeah.
P-Funk, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Bernie Worrell and him would talk, and they would be chilling around. My dad was on tour with Mos Def, and they had Bernie Worrell and Doug Wimbush and Will Calhoun, all from Living Color. And it was funny. I had a conversation with Will Calhoun. Shout out to Will Calhoun from Living Color. They were like, your father was with us back in the day when we were at CBGB's performing, and nobody knew who we were.
Right.
You know, that's how it was.
That's
all
downtown
of these cats.
Manhattan for those who don't know. CBGB's
Right,
is the
CBGB's,
venue
yeah,
downtown.
man.
Yeah, and you know they recently, like not too long ago, I guess they got disbanded.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
There was people that went. I don't know if you remember. People went and they took pieces away from the club. It was so
Oh,
that was
CBGB's has been gone.
it was such a monumental club.
Absolutely, because
Yeah.
it targeted all genres of music, not just rock, which it started with, but
Oh yeah.
funk, blues,
Funk blues,
rock,
and Will
hip-hop.
Calhoun could play the hell out of some jazz, man.
Yeah,
If y'all ever
yeah.
heard? He's not just that, with Living Color. Like the whole band, they play everything. They sing, play everything. Oh, it's just
That's
amazing,
That's dope.
And more highlights. Gosh, there's so many. Well, when my dad worked on York Undercover, we would go to set all the time, and we saw all these cats performing live. That was like a big deal for me
That's dope.
because we saw James Brown.
Wow.
That was the first time I ever met James Brown in my entire life.
Wow.
And I remember James walking through.
Well, you know what's so funny? You said that. Remember, James Brown was our idol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the
big,
godfather of hip hop.
Yes.
Period.
He's the
Huge.
biggest thing in hip hop ever. Like
Yeah, man.
when we first started digging, our first assignment was collect all James Brown records.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was.
Wow, man.
And
It kind of still is because you can't get all of his stuff, man. Because you got to remember this James Brown, the solo artist, then the affiliations: Macy on the Kingsmen, Marva Whitney, Lynn Collins.
Man, Lynn Collins.
So,
Bobby
Yo.
Bird. The list goes on.
and what about the shit that didn't even come out?
Yo.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
that?
probably got a lot of tapes that
Yeah, definitely.
the way he was working, he probably had a lot of tapes that didn't come out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're right. I'm gonna let you finish Prestige, but I wanted to hear what you was about to say about James. You said he
Go
walked
ahead.
out.
It was funny because James was walking through the door. I was just in awe. So I'm like a kid. My mom and I, and Kyle, my brother, were all there. And then we see James walk through the door. My father was like, "Hey, James!" And he did the whole dance right. And James did it back. He's like, "Hey!" Like,
That's funny.
That's funny. Yes.
Funny.
they
Wow.
did. This is a man's world for Nurk Undercover. And I think they started jamming to Funky Good Time,
Oh,
if
wow,
I'm not
that's
mistaken.
dope. That's
And that
dope.
was probably off camera. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
We gonna have
couldn't
a
make it up.
funky
I was
good
in
time.
shock.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yo, and I just remember after that we went back. My father was like, "Hey, can we go back and chill with James or whatever?" So my father took my brother and my mother backstage. James had pink rollers in his hair, and he is the nicest guy ever. He was the nicest guy ever. I was like, "Have an autograph?" Yeah, you in school? I was like, "Yeah, I'm all of that. I'm doing all of that."
Irene, let me tell you something. Just you sharing your stories, I'm kind of jealous because we in the same age
Yeah,
group.
yeah.
You know everybody I want
Yeah,
to
we
know.
never got to meet.
You know everybody I want to know.
Oh,
Some of them are like
yes.
uncles to you. Come on, man. Maurice White. Come
Yo.
on,
Maurice
man.
White,
What?
And not
James
knowing,
Brown.
but to check it out, not knowing that who they were.
Yeah, because you were
It's-
younger.
I was so young. I didn't know.
That's
I just-
totally understandable.
My father be like, "Oh, this is Uncle Maurice on the phone." I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool. Like,
That's dope.
and the one thing I could say about my father, he was training my brother and I without us even knowing.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
So, and training us
Absolutely.
in communication, public relations, and music and performance.
And knowledge, yeah.
Right,
yeah.
because we'll be in the car, and he's like, shout out to P Funk, because in the car every day, all day, he would play One Nation Under a Groove. Knee Deep was his favorite. He would. I didn't even know. And this is like, truthfully, the Blackman album. My father gave it to me as a gift on my 10th birthday. Okay,
And you
that
didn't know it
a
was your
gift.
dad's music.
I
at
was
the
like,
time.
I was like, this is Daddy. Like,
That's crazy.
It was like, to
That's
my
dope.
poo poo, Merry Christmas. You know,
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
listened to the album. And that was the first time I really heard Holding You, Loving You.
Yeah.
And I was like 10. But it's like, why get? I mean, I was just like in shock. This is my dad.
That's
you know,
amazing.
you know what I mean?
That's amazing.
That is
And
amazing.
you know, I love the way you talk about your father and your stories
Yeah.
and your history, because it's such great to hear, because we don't usually hear that in our community, because we always hear these horror stories of us
the
as men.
dysfunctional aspect.
Yes, and we don't hear the
of families
positive
in the culture. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah. Oh, no.
I'm really proud and really happy to hear that.
Thank
Blessed.
you. I had a great dad. man.
And
I had a great
we
dad.
salute your dad and his legacy, and you and your
Thank
brother
you.
and your family for supporting his legacy.
Yes,
And we salute you for continuing to do what you do as an artist, as a musician, as a businesswoman. So blessings to you.
yes, and it was
And
Thank you, man.
like I said, Hip Mob supports you, man. We here.
Yes.
Oh, I support Hip
and,
Mob,
and
sure.
it was very nice having you here.
Absolutely.
Oh, man, thank
Absolutely.
you, man.
Absolutely.
And on that note, we have to wrap.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Irene Blackman, tell them how to find you online.
Oh, you can find me www.ireneblackman.com. You can visit my dad's page, www.thedonblackman.com. You can visit us on Instagram, my brother and I, Kyle Blackman, Irene Blackman, Don Blackman. We all on there. If you want Don Blackman merch, we have his shirts, we have the candy bars, we have the keychains, we have all that
Hey.
stuff online. So
Talk that talk.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
man.
saying.
What flavor is the candy bar?
Did you have a candy bar on
We
the
had
side?
it at the show,
I
yes.
did see that.
You
It
did
was-
see that?
Yeah.
What?
It's Reese's Pieces. So,
Reese's Pieces?
Yeah, I saw it. It was on the
Yeah.
table. It was on the table.
damn!
yeah.
I need some of
I'm gonna
that.
see if I can hook y'all up, man.
Yeah,
But
hook
Daddy
a
was
brother up.
Mr. Peanut Butter, so he had a song called Peanut Butter out in 1980.
Yeah, y'all performed it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
right.
yes,
So it's like
yes.
he's Mr. Peanut Butter. So
That's
we had
what's up.
that. But
That's what's
yes,
up.
definitely continue to support Dad's music and his legacy. And we're gonna thank you to you all for keeping Daddy's legacy alive and
Absolutely.
keeping it going.
Absolutely.
And
Support
it
you.
helps us so much. And this is what Daddy would have wanted. Just want to keep his legacy going, because not only was he a great man, but he was just a great dad.
Yeah,
And
that's
I
great.
want everybody to know that. Like, he was a
Absolutely.
wonderful
Absolutely.
dad. So
Salute.
yeah,
Salute.
man. So thank
Thank y'all.
Thank y'all.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank
guys.
you.
It's Hip Mob, y'all.
All right.
Hip
Make sure
Mob.
y'all go to hitmob.com. HITTMOBB.com.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yes. All right.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace.